Hey guys, it's me, my face. I don't really have a third thing right now. Today's little dance brought to us by coffee because I'm still fasting and my timing is off and I don't get to eat today for another hour and this is hard. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Andrea, and this is a channel about cross-stitch and cats and coffee and beer and my opinions and other stuff. It's the other stuff that gets us in trouble. If you're a returning visitor, welcome back. This is going to be a short one. There was not a whole lot that went on this week. I made some good progress on a few projects. Let's jump into them. First one I worked on is my Prairie Schooler. This is Knock Knock. And I always have threads hanging. I never used to do that. And now I'm just like, no, I'm done. And I walk away with the thread hanging. I filled in more of this house and started the little witch in the house. Love this. You know, some weeks I say I don't enjoy solid block stitching, and then sometimes I really do. And I was thankful that this had a good chunk for me to do this week because there wasn't a lot of thinking while I was doing it. I think I don't remember what I watched. I don't keep track of these things very well, but it let me watch probably like a horror movie or something while I stitched, and that makes me happy. Lest you think I have forgotten, I do have one more in this series, and it's double. And I didn't have to look it up, and I don't have to put it over here, because it's double, and I actually remembered that. Go me. The next thing I worked on is Templar Prophecy. This is by Long Dog Samplers, and it doesn't look like I did anything, if you're just going by the comparison picture. What I did was all the back stitch, including some little guys down in there. So I'll get you all up in that. You know, I didn't hate it. I mean, it wasn't like my favoritist thing in the whole world because my back stitching is kind of, but I actually kind of wanted to move the Q-snap, but I didn't want to move it without having finished the part that I was scrolling away. So I kind of started filling in. And I said, well, if I don't start the back stitch, I will talk myself out of doing it at all, or especially across the top here. And I think that top could have lived without the back stitch, quite frankly. But, I wouldn't have really realized that these little, details. I mean, look at him. He's sassy, isn't he? He's like, I got an acorn. What you got? I may not have realized that there was that much detail there, and I would have missed out. I did have to work from the PDF to get the back stitch. I've been doing this in Pattern Keeper, and I tell you, Pattern Keeper it's the thing. I'm not stitching without it ever again if I can avoid it. The only thing that would make me pay 3 times the small amount of money that they charge for that program would be if it supported backstitching. Because to me, then, that's the package. But yeah, honestly, looking at Pattern Keeper works on a grid, and backstitching, by very definition, does not. So I get where that's a problem. But yeah, I went back to the PDF, and I just started poking through and looking for backstitching, and I found a lot more than I thought there would have been. So I guess it's good that I went looking. Hopefully, I can finish up this area next time I work on it, and next time you see it, the Q-snap will be moved. Hopefully. The last thing I worked on this week is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I know, when's the last time I gave this thing love? This is from Carriage House Samplings. And when I say I worked, this is working me. I worked on the cauldron. I got all that gray put in. I brought the top border over and I did the bat and I started the little swirls. And the reason I did not continue on down here is because I'm off by one somewhere. And I'm not quite sure how... I'm not sure how much I need to fix it because it's flames on the outside of the cauldron and I don't know that it's symmetrical or should matter even if it is. So I'm kind of trying to stitch back into that area so that whatever's left I can just fudge rather than try to fudge something here and then find out that I'm further off heading down the end. You know what I'm talking about. I forgot when I was stitching this bat that the black that's within the blocks, I've been using Sulky Petite. Hi, Pete. And I forgot that. So that's in DMC. And I don't know that it looks significantly, I mean, I'm looking at it here and I'm saying, yes, that looks significantly different. I don't know if it looks different enough that I will pick it out or maybe go over it again with another strand. I don't know. What would you do? I'm trying to swallow quietly because I have found that it is not all that easy to drop out the sound when I want it to. It took a while last week. It was maybe we should all just get used to the swallowing sound. Nah, I like editing. So that was it for the stitching. I did spend a fair amount of time organizing. I had a big pile of, you finish a project and you take all the threads and you kind of put them in a wad, in a container, in a bag, in a box at the bottom of something, and you don't think about it again for a long time. I collected all of those up and I kind of filtered as many as I could back into my collection. I actually found a couple that I had been planning to buy, so that's good. That led to organizing my shelves where I keep my whips, which led to organizing and trying to, there's a word for it, track my, the paper patterns that I have. I have a spreadsheet, because, I love a good spreadsheet. But then I got it in my head that I was like, you know what? I want this to be visual. I want pictures. I want to be able to flip through and say, ooh, I forgot that I owned this beautiful thing. Let me start it. So I started a Pinterest board and I started, pinning the patterns that I have, like from 1, 2, 3 Stitch and some from the actual designer websites. And by the time I was done, I was done with it. I don't like the board. I don't like the way it laid out. I don't know. I've actually been thinking of going back to Tumblr of all places because I feel like Tumblr is a place where you can kind of keep an archive of things. It's not quite like Instagram where I don't know. I guess in a lot of ways it is kind of like Instagram. Maybe not. Maybe not Tumblr. Maybe it's time for me to get a new website. I don't know. I have web space. I have access to web space. But usually I just let other people use it. So I haven't used it for much lately. I digress. We'll see. I got a little bit of haul. It's my nest egg from 3 Owl Threads. And now that I'm holding them in my hand, did I show you these? I don't think I did, because I think these only came the other day. I just feel like I did that really recently. But let's just flip through the colors, shall we? We have Caribbean Waters, Deep Fennel, Colonial Rose, which I really like, Chopped Chives, Cauldron, that's going to get some use, Chili Pepper, avocado. I like this one, Creeping Jenny. It's a color that I wouldn't normally use in anything, but just Creeping Jenny, I think I need to try to work that in somewhere. This is Cool Azul. And Chocolate Cream Pie. One of my favorite things. So those will filter into my collection, and hopefully I will be able to use them soon. I'm torn between, I really want some new starts. I want to do some smalls. I want to start, you know, the Praiseworthy Stitches, seedy pumpkin something. It's okay. I'm okay. I just haven't eaten. And part of me looks at that pattern and says, this is something that you need to get called for. And then part of me goes on to 123 Stitch and sees that it will be $100+ and they don't have everything I need. So I'm wondering if I should stitch it from stash. I know, I go round and round and round with these things because I'm in awe of people who design, because they pick colors for very specific reasons. And while I might say, you know, I don't want that to be blue, I want it to be purple. If I change it to purple, it may throw off now everything that's around it. And so, you know, naturally I overthink it. Who'd have thought that I would overthink it? And I just end up with, you know, vapor lock. But I do want some new starts. I'm not bored with what I have, but what I have are all really big pieces. And I want some little things to work on. I want to use that fabric flare stuff on something. I have so many patterns and I just vapor lock. So I got a comment on last week's video that kind of rolled off me at first, but now it's kind of, you know, noodled around in the back of my brain for a while. And I just wanted to say out loud, I have a stitchy godmother. I really do. She likes me, and she likes to send things that she finds that she thinks I'll like. I like to be able to give her things. I'm not always as able to do that as she is, but I do it. I don't love Laura because she sends me things. I love her because she's been a really good friend to me. She's one of those people that gets that I can't always emotionally answer even the simplest message quickly. Sometimes it's days before I can get back to her, but you know what? She never stops chatting with me. She just sends her message and waits. And then eventually I can get back to her and we talk about whatever we're going to talk about. And some nights it's chatting back and forth, and sometimes it's just a quick message about something or a heart or an LOL. But she has not given up on me, which I appreciate more than any pile of fabric or any pile of patterns or anything that she could send to me. So that's part one. That's why you should head over to Instagram and follow Laura and give her praise and oohs and ahs over her wonderful stitching and her projects, because she is so darn good at it. Secondly, my generosity or lack thereof was, I guess, broached upon. I don't really feel the need to defend the fact that I don't have a giveaway every week. I mean, when we were leaving the house every 10 minutes, it was probably a little easier for me to do because I could just drive by the post office. Now it's an actual, you know, it's a trip out with real clothes and masks and things. And, you know, it's not always something that I am, again, emotionally available to do. There are some days that I am very lucky that I am out of the bed and in the chair and have clothes on all of my body. That's a win for me some days. So I guess the fact that I show some things and don't immediately grab something and start giving it away to people, I don't think that's how you treat gifts. I think you sit with them, and while Laura has always said, if there's something you don't want to stitch, pass it along. I'm not going to simply hold something up and be like, yeah, but I'm never going to stitch that and give it away. To me, that's rude. I want to look through these things. I want to think about them, and I want to think about why she thought I might like it. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing. Eventually, if I don't get around to stitching them, because I have, exceeded my capacity at this point, they will become part of giveaways, or they'll become something that maybe I pass on to my sister or my friend who also cross stitches or something like that. I make videos as a way to communicate with people and to be part of a community in a way that I feel like I can handle. But this isn't my whole life. This isn't everything. What you see isn't everything I do, and it isn't everything, it isn't everything. So while I appreciate and will always, I will, unless somebody is abusive, I will never delete your comment because you don't agree with me or something like that. So I would never do that. And the comment that kind of brought this up to me was not rude in any way. It was just somebody voicing their opinion. And I will always encourage you to do that. I do not promise that I will jump to and do what you say. I was tempted this week to have a giveaway, but I really didn't have anything. I have a lot of Christmas patterns that I don't want to give away yet. I'm not in the mood for that. Let me get through Halloween. Or I had a bunch of Easter, but that would have been silly to give away right now. So no giveaway this week. Maybe the next thing we will do, I'm running low on postcards, but maybe I can get some sent to me and we can do another postcard thing soon. So I guess my point is please feel free to say what you feel, and you don't have to agree with me, and you don't have to support every last thing I do, but do try to understand that what you see here is a narrow slice of my life. It's my face. It's not everything else. And we drink coffee. I think that's all I have for you this week. I'm hoping to have a new start to show you next week. What I might do is maybe throw something up on Instagram, or maybe the community tab here with a poll, and see if we can have everybody vote on what I should try to start. All depends on what I have for fabric. I have a ton of fabric. We'll be fine. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your likes and even your dislikes. And as always, thank you for your comments. All of them. I appreciate them.